Good evening, Leo. Welcome. I'm doing your December reading. This one is meant to be like an overarching energy reading for the month. I'll be doing different ones. We'll look at different themes. One will be love, of course, etc. We'll see, but just keep in mind this is like the first reading for the month. So not defining or not solely defining your month. So we're gonna draw out of the oracle, out of one oracle deck, herbology deck. We're gonna ask this deck to show us which plant is there for you during the month, the energy of that plant, its qualities, its properties. For this particular deck, I will read keywords in the booklet, a couple sentences, not more. Just wanted to let you know. It's the second time you get a couple like piles, right? 2-3 cards, but I'm not taking them. And they don't turn, so I'm just gonna pull. Okay. It's called, wow, Skull Cap, and it reads stillness. The first time I see this one, the planets on this one are Pluto and Saturn, which is two heavy hitters, right? Oh, hold on, my apologies. Okay, keywords. Stillness after the storm, let go of control, trust in life, surrender to the divine plan, break open. A few sentences for you. The storm has passed. You've just weathered or are weathering a storm. Ground deeply into the present moment. If you feel fear, find consolation in stillness as it readapts. Don't rush, reflect. Take the time to birth a new structure that supports a new version of yourself. It's interesting, I've literally just completed the Taurus reading. It had a very different energy, but where the message was similar was a complete like rehaul for Taurus of their, mostly their thinking, but also their expression and even their looks, right? There's something a little bit similar here about we'll just keep going. We'll see how it ties in. I don't want to necessarily make it the same message, so we need more cards. Out of this deck, I'm pulling only one card, and it's intended to show us what you're not seeing in December. That'll give me more material to also really interpret what I'm sensing. Okay, this is really strange. You're not going to believe me. You get the Six of Swords, and Taurus got the Six of Swords. I mean, it's really, really impressive here. Because as much as I'm trying to tell you that I want to break away from the other message, it's like literally showing up on the table again. It's striking. I'm sorry, I want to go back to... I'm going to leave that booklet open. There's like a... What I'm obsessing about right now is the word readapt, which I find really interesting. Now we're going to draw more tarot, develop this reading fully. And see really what's unique to you here, Leo, for December. So what you're not seeing is that, you know, the initial card talked about weathering a storm or that the storm had passed. I think you're, in this case, both passing through the storm, and it's going to be behind you very soon. Definitely by the end of December, it'll be behind you. This card wants to come out. Four of Cups came out. I'm going to draw more. Let me pull. I want 6. Okay, so the Four of Cups. You have the Ten of Wands. You have the Ace of Pentacles. Temperance in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse. And the Ace of Swords. What a beautiful way to end the reading. On an ace. Okay. It's quite surprising here because you have both Temperance and the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So as much as you're passing through this storm and moving on and getting away from it, or at least it's mostly going through it, there's a feeling of slowdown. So what I'm sensing is that you're going to feel like it's dragging on. You're going to be annoyed by the slugginess, the fact that it feels sluggish. Okay. In your case, you start off with two energies of, I feel that you're disinvested, if that's even a word here in English, meaning you've given up in terms of how much you want to, how much energy, how much interest you put in, mainly work. I feel that you're overburdened. There's too many tasks and they weigh on you because they don't stimulate, they're not things you want to do anymore. So I guess the way you're coping with this is by sort of shutting down and like being totally disinterested and like just doing what you have to do, but almost like a little bit like a robot, unfortunately. And it's interesting because we had the word stillness, and I think this is what's happening. There's a lot of, you know, this is an energy of sitting down and not taking action whatsoever, really removing yourself, especially emotionally, but even like physically, it's not like you're going anywhere, right? And the Wheel is in reverse, so there's a lot of, and even Temperance being in reverse, it's you know, if you're in an energy of not being so balanced and at peace, how can I put it? I mean, usually you would think that stillness is a place where you're calm. So for me, that's where it opposes itself. So even if the Temperance is not like an action card as well, just like the Four of Cups, because it's in reverse, it's showing me the same thing. Okay, it's a contradictory, it's difficult to explain. So Temperance in reverse is, it's like the storm, it's like the sea, the waves are going up, down, it's wavy, right? It's not comfortable, it's not still and peaceful. Yet you are in an energy or in a moment in time where you're in inaction, you're not going anywhere, things are not moving along for you. So you see, what's contradictory is the fact that outwardly there's no movement, but internally there's a lot of movement. That's the storm that we read on the card initially. So what you're not seeing is that you really want to move away physically from this energy. You want to take action. You want to eventually reverse Temperance and become still, like move outwardly, but become still inside, peaceful inside. So this is the challenge here. This is the mission for December. Reversing this trend of, and that's why the word readapt, now I'm understanding how it ties in. Now with the cards, it makes sense. You need to flip it around. Get moving physically to become still inside. And this is what brings great clarity in the end. It brings you a sense of you're down the right path. You know you're doing the correct and the best thing that you could ever do. Is the best decision you could have made. So there's going to be a moment where you decide to really, I believe it's leave, and I believe it could be a work situation with the Ten of Wands, because we have money attached with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands in terms of chores and tasks and roles and whatever. So this is a place, Leo, where, or this reading is literally telling you you're not happy in your work, in your career, or at least in the things that you do at the moment that generate money. They are lucrative. There's another way of seeing this. This ace, although it's in the middle of the reading, could be what stimulates you to move forward, to maybe grab a new opportunity to make money elsewhere. So that's possibly, could be read both ways. But overall, you really need a change in your activities and in what brings you money. You're not happy. You're actually very disconnected with the Four of Cups. It's you're totally blasé, almost jaded. But I want you to know the wheel here is going to make you feel like the whole month of December is like really, it's going to feel like it's going to feel more than 31 days. It's going to feel twice as long. You're going to find it difficult to, I don't think you'll be able to really act until the total end of the month, the beginning of the new year, basically, because the Ace of Swords is at the end of this sequence. So let's draw an angel number and see what the message is. Okay, you get 0707, and this card reads, You are a very curious person, but learn to prioritize better. It could be a little bit linked to all the priorities and all the chores that you have. That's just too many. But the curiosity is about, you know, it's going to drive you to move along and do something else. A lot of luck is coming your way. You do have 2 aces. Avoid sharing your success with others until things are finalized. Protect your energy. That's interesting. Maybe that's why you're sort of closed off. I told you, totally, well, you're not invested anymore. You're not giving of yourself anymore. So that's actually, here is telling you to stay that way. But you know, protect your energy is also in the Temperance in reverse, because by being not well balanced inside because you're stuck in this position or in this place or this job, whatever, you're draining yourself. You know, it's very heavy. So your energy is leaking out. You know, it's not being well poured. You know, usually this is, she'll be pouring and not a drop will fall, but here you might imagine that she might make a mess. It's just an analogy to tell you that basically you're off keel, right? But what's really interesting is the piece here on this card about not to share your success until things are finalized. So the way I read this really is about, if you're looking for a different job, you obviously don't leave this one until you find a new one. You don't let colleagues know that you're even looking for something else. You just keep quiet, you do what you do. And when your contract is signed, your new contract, then you can divulge, well, hey, I'm making a change, because there's clearly a huge change here coming. It's not, you know, you're in the energy of a slow month for you, very busy, very busy. That's gonna feel like it will never end. It's only temporary. But I think you need to start looking, otherwise it won't change by itself, right? In this case, action is needed on your part. So that's something I want you to keep in mind. So thank you for listening all the way through. I do appreciate that greatly. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you soon. Bye.